the Law Society of Kenya, as any other person in Kenya or the public, is very concerned and disappointed because of the manner in which there has been exchanges, accusations and counter-accusations between the Chief Justice and his office on one side and the Chief Registrar and our office on the other side. We as the Law Society think that these public and media wars are not necessary, and as much as they are going to hurt probably the Chief Justice and probably the Chief Registrar, eventually the institution of the judiciary is going to suffer immensely. The credibility and the dignity of the judiciary will definitely be affected by this kind of exchanges. And as the Law Society of Kenya, we are demanding that this kind of exchanges stop forthwith. Secondly, we wish to advise that the public ought to distinguish between the recent developments which are related to email exchanges which are purported to have come from the office of the Chief Justice or from the Chief Justice himself and members of what has been called a war council. Between that and the disciplinary process which is ongoing in relation to the Chief Registrar. As the Council of Law Society, we have deemed it necessary to point out that it is only the Judicial Service Commission which is empowered under the Constitution and the Judicial Service Act to undertake disciplinary measures in relation to the Chief Registrar. No other body or institution has the mandate in terms of the Constitution and the law to undertake a disciplinary process involving the Chief Registrar. We therefore urge and demand that the Judicial Service Commission should forthwith make a decision in respect of the disciplinary process facing the Chief Registrar. We do understand, as a matter of fact, that in the course of this week, the Judicial Service Commission is supposed to sit, and we are demanding that in order to bring closure to this debate, in order to save the institution of the judiciary, it is quite necessary that the Judicial Service Commission makes a decision one way or another. They can make a decision clearing the Chief Registrar, they can make a decision suspending the Chief Registrar, but we need a decision immediately so that the Chief Registrar and probably any other party who is interested can take the necessary step. The Chief Registrar has a right to appeal, to take action in terms of going to court to challenge any decision made by the Judicial Service Commission. But the Judicial Service Commission must be allowed in the first instance to make that decision, other than calling any other bodies to come and interfere in a disciplinary process. We are not saying that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the police and Parliament have no role to play. When it comes to financial mismanagement, when it comes to public funds, then the police and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission can come in. But we are saying that the parameters within which the Judicial Service Commission is operating now, which is purely disciplinary in nature, that can only be handled by the Judicial Service Commission.